Folks, this is Dr. Brian King. I'm here in Denton, Texas. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Sarah Bollinger. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. It's a nice sunny day here in Denton.
It's deceptively hot.
It is. I came with a sweater because I thought it's fall, right? But it's like 92 today.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Texas, we get used to it being hot in Texas, but then like a few days ago it was like 30,
It's that time of year.
Maybe I just had the air conditioner cranked. We're here in Denton because it's an interesting opportunity for us to catch up with somebody that I did an interview with several years ago, musician Tara Tinsley.
Yes.
I met Tara in Nashville, Tennessee, and we did one of my first video interviews. And let me just tell you, I've gotten better at making videos since then.
Yes! Aww.
We're both in Texas, and I thought, man, what a great opportunity to like correct this wrong.
Well, we all start somewhere and grow. So,
Yeah, I've gotten better too. I would hope so. Anyway.
Oh, you were perfect in the interview. So, for anyone who missed that, doesn't know what's going on, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a musician, songwriter, singer. I play guitar and piano and ukulele, and I started in California. Well, in Michigan anyway, but moved to California. Started my career there, and was more like folk-y kind of singer-songwriter music until I moved to Nashville and I got that country influence.
The bug.
Yeah, right? It's funny though, because when I was growing up, I was made fun of because my voice sounded country, and at that time in my school anyway, it wasn't cool. So I guess it ended up being cool to me and living in Nashville.
Absolutely.
And I love the music anyway, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's more my sound now, kind of. So
You've gone from being sort of like folksy and that to being full-on just country, right?
yeah. And I mean, I would say it's more with a rock influence, more than traditional country sound. But I do love the traditional country sound when it comes around, like Texas country. Being in Texas, I really love.
It's hard not to be influenced with where you are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a university that's a big football university, and I'm not a sports person at all, but when they start tailgating,
Right?
it's hard not to get involved, and I'm sure it's the same with being around all that music all the time and going down this, Broadway, and I can't imagine.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, in Nashville especially, all the musicians are amazing, and so I mean, if you don't let yourself be influenced by just even that friendly competition in a way, right? Just like, oh, you're amazing, I want to step up my game, then you're never going to get better either. And I think that's the place that I grew the most in music.
Sure, standing on shoulders and being around and surrounded by them makes sense.
Yeah.
I've noticed too, one of your recent music videos looks like it's called Faith, right? And it looks like you've a lot of country follows like Christian overtones and stuff. And it looks like, is that a direction that your music is going, in sort of like that Christian music era, or is that just?
Well, yeah, I don't know where my music is heading necessarily. I guess I'm on a journey that I guess inspiration can take me anywhere, but I definitely feel really inspired in that direction, just because of the direction my life has taken, and also it's just such an uplifting way to go. I used to write super sad songs, and that I was more sad, right? I was a teenager growing up and feeling like the world. Yes. But now I've grown a lot and I've learned a lot and realized that uplifting songs are something I feel like, especially right now, people need. And I've had so many people since I released the song just say thank you for releasing this, because I needed this right now.
Sure, absolutely.
And I'm sure at any time in the history of the world, people have needed something like that before. But especially during the COVID times, and a lot of uncertainty and struggling and stuff, I think even more so.
Absolutely,
so people said it's a very timely song, and I'm glad I did it. And I don't know where I'm going from here. I do have some songs that are aren't in that direction that I've already recorded, and some that are, and we'll just throw them out there and see what happens.
That's the nice thing about the creative process. You don't have to tie yourself in if you don't want. You can do a bit of everything.
You have like happy songs and then a B-side that's sad songs.
How do you feel today?
Tara Tinsley for whatever mood.
It's like I'm the waitress of your song needs.
There you go. How many albums have you released? And you've published quite a bit. You're a pretty prolific artist.
I don't remember. There's some I don't sell anymore, so I don't really think about those anymore because they're just, like the video you were talking about, right?
Just don't watch
I'm
it.
like, don't listen to that. It's not for sale.
Growth.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, no, thank you. And so I don't know, maybe 6, but I don't know. I don't remember. But I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are out there now. So maybe it's 7 in total.
5 albums out, and if anybody wants to follow up and find out about you, where they can find your stuff, like anywhere online or
TaraTinsley.com or
okay.
just Google my name. I mean, that's pretty easy. Then you can pick and choose whatever you want.
What are your personal favorites among your catalog?
I would say definitely Faith. I'm not just saying it because it's the newest one. I don't know. Maybe
sure.
I am just saying it because it's the newest one. That was the one I was the most excited about, and it's I just love that song. It has a big meaning to me, and also the music video that goes along with it. I love. It's just gorgeous.
Nice.
Because it's a beautiful video though.
Yeah.
It really is, and that's like, and you did a great job on it. I mean, obviously, you demand, you are due, some success on that when you put that much effort into a project.
Yeah,
so.
and I mean, I'm not even the reason why it was amazing. I mean, I did scout out the spot.
Sure.
But Jed Williams is the one who he filmed it and did his magic, and he's the one who did the good-looking stuff. Besides the mountain, the mountain was there, and I didn't make that either. So
that song came out during the pandemic. Before we got on camera, we talked earlier about you sort of took a little break during the pandemic and haven't been really that active. Do you want to talk a little bit about what's going on in your life?
Well, I had a baby.
There we go.
Yeah, that's my excuse. What's good timing about having a baby during the pandemic, which is the only great thing about having a baby during the pandemic, is that I was already planning on not doing anything for a year.
Yeah.
So that was good.
So it enabled you to do so. Other people as well were probably a little bit more understanding. Not that you need that, but yeah.
And plus, I didn't feel like I was getting behind.
Right.
Because I was feeling really weird about it.
Oh, yeah, there is that with women. I felt that way with my dancing. Like, I have to catch up. I get back into the groove of things, so I could see that.
Yeah, it was good timing for me, and I didn't feel like I missed much, and it was what I planned to do anyway. And it was weird overall, like being pregnant during the pandemic, and especially when it first started, and being like, oh, what is this? Like,
Did you feel? I mean, I would imagine anxious, fearful about bringing a child. What does it mean when I go to my appointments? Was your husband able to go to your appointments with you, or did they restrict that some more?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they allowed him to come to one. Well, actually, my appointments ended up being towards the end, because of the pandemic. That we did a virtual thing, and then we went in the office for the physical thing.
Oh, wow.
They tried to limit it as much as possible, and it was really weird. It was weird, but we got through it, And my husband, he works, so he wasn't able to come to every appointment anyway, so it was cool. But they let him in on one, and we were masked.
Having our child during this pandemic, she was like 2.5 or so when the whole thing started. And my major concern was how is this going to impact her, because she's forming memories and development and stuff. I guess if you're going to be a kid during the pandemic, it's better to be like a newborn. Your whole life is in a crib. So at least there's that.
Well, I was glad she wasn't school age and I didn't have to try to deal with all those virtual. And in a way, we've talked about, we didn't know on the road, will we be homeschooling or whatever. I'm like, great, there's all these people who are going to figure out these systems if we decide to go that route.
That's so true. And so many people are now.
And we had super supportive fans, and we had a birthday party virtually, and people sent things, she got to open presents, so you just make the best out of it.
That's all you can do, really.
So motherhood, is it inspiring your creativity at all? I mean, are we looking forward to songs that might, be more family oriented or more about, your baby, your daughter?
It's funny you say that, because I make up songs all the time, I used to make them up about my dog, and now I just
Sure.
you know make up songs with my baby, and or change current songs to be like about the baby. And my husband's like, you need to write a children's album because this is
Oh,
just
wow.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
write it down.
it's annoying too. It's not fun. It's not something you'd want to listen to probably. Maybe kids would, you know, because they like the annoying stuff, but I can be pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I do that just because that's just, it comes out of me. I used to just always rap all the time, you know, for fun. But now I guess I just sing like baby songs. You know, it's amazing how your life changes.
You know, having a kid basically meant all my comedy act was going to be about my kid, or about fatherhood.
Yeah.
You know, and like you know, growing up, there's like these these established comedians who you know they're well known for doing bits about fatherhood. You know, Robin Williams did a whole thing about his kids, and you know he did hours of it, and I was like, I don't want to be one of those comics, you know. And then as soon as I had a kid, well, that becomes your life.
Yeah.
And so like every night on stage, I'm like, well, I'm a dad. Here's a joke about being a dad. Here's you know what I mean? So I can imagine the same is true for as a songwriter. You know, I was like, I'm a mom. Here's a song about being a mom. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But the good thing is there's lots of other moms and dads out there who relate to that, and people are thinking about, you know, becoming parents. And I know when we were traveling and we found out we were pregnant, Brian was concerned because we have this network of people throughout the country who we would visit and stay with, and he's like, nobody's going to invite us anymore because we're kid people now. And I said, no, it'll probably be just different people, you know. And that's exactly what it ended up being, is, you know, some who were like, wow, this is the coolest kid I ever met, you know, and kind of inspire them to think about maybe parenthood depending on their age, and others who would maybe not have reached out to us because that was their opinion too, you know, that we're just a couple and they don't want to deal with kids, and now we get invited and we have play dates across the country, and it's a lot of fun. So you just, you know, that's life.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And your friends sort of shift and change. I mean, you still can keep friends, but some friends are just like, well, that's not for me, you know, or which is fine too. So when you just make new friends.
So you've been 20 years a guitar player. What about piano? Same thing, or?
Piano was longer actually. I started actually with clarinet in the 6th grade because all my friends were doing it.
I started with the clarinet.
What?
Yeah, I just never went anywhere else.
Yeah.
But I am proud to say that I went from like 3rd chair to 1st chair in my like 1st semester of band.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But obviously you took it further.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, I know I enjoyed it, but my mom and dad were like, you need to play an instrument that you can sing with, because I would always sing and annoy them. Like I annoy my husband now. And then I started doing piano lessons because they wanted me to learn guitar. And you know, like how kids don't want to do.
They want to rebel.
Yeah, and then they got me a guitar for Christmas, and I secretly loved it, and then it became my first and true love.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, what would be like your, you know, the moments where you were like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Okay, well, I think I have like 2 major ones, or 3. I have 3. One is when I toured Japan. That was just the most incredible experience.
Wow,
and
yeah.
we were treated like rock stars, and that was just so cool. And then when I wrote a song with Tracy Lawrence, and when I opened for specifically Sister Hazel, but Smash Mouth was there, but Sister Hazel at the time was one of my favorites. And so that was really cool too.
And we've talked about where you might be going. You don't know where you're going, but do you have plans yet to go into the studio and record that children's album? Or
Well, so right now my plans are, I do, even though it doesn't look like it right now because I put all the stuff away, I do have record here a lot. And I'm just working with creating my catalog for TV, film, ads, like sync licensing sort of thing. Something I could do working from home actually.
Nice.
Touring isn't on my mind right now, but if an opportunity came up, you know, I would assess it from there. I just don't want to be away from my daughter while she's so young, you know, and I just love her at this age, and I just love being around her. But yeah, as far as, you know, I'm going to Nashville next year, and when I'm there, I'm planning on recording some more stuff and in my friend's nice studio and stuff. But there's always going to be creating. There's always going to be new stuff. Just because I feel like I always compare it to like, going number 2, like you have to do it. And sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, but either way, you just have to do it. And that's what creativity is to a creative person. Yeah. Otherwise, you feel really weird,
Yeah, no, you just have to keep producing. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to you while we were here, because I've been producing video content and doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I need more projects, you know? We always have a whole bunch of projects.
Well, even today I was saying, I do a bit of pottery. That's something I took up again during pandemic because I couldn't dance and I needed to have something tactile to do. And I keep losing kilns, and I've decided that okay, I don't have the room to let things just keep building up with shelves and shelves, and so sometimes I just throw a pot and I put it right back in the recycling because I'm like, I don't want to lose those skills, and I just have a need to create, to keep going with it.
Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah. But I'm so glad that you're still creating, and obviously you can't stop creating. It's just a matter of where you produce it and where you distribute it.
Yeah.
Any last questions before we start wrapping
stuff up?
Something? Oh yeah, can you play us? You can use a real
She's got
guitar.
these wonderful collection behind us of banjos and guitars and all over and piano
if you
and
can
keyboards.
play us a little something to help play us out, that'd be awesome.
Sure, cool.
Yeah.
I will.
This is awesome. This is like exclusive concerts.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're in my music room.
Yes.
I'll do my new song "Faith" since we talked about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I probably need a drink of water. Just because, right. That's the one thing. Playing so many shows like I used to, I even got good at burping while singing, and no one would know.
That's a skill.
Yeah. Though I'm not as practiced with that. So. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Already? Jeez, you're the best fan to have in an audience. You tell me you won't escape trouble, and I can't hide from the rain. There'll be times that I'll give and give and give, and all I'll get back is pain. Don't tell me how high is that mountain, how thick the walls of Jericho are, how tall Goliath is, or that I'm against all odds. There's a way when there seems to be no way. There's a shout that'll shatter all. There's a stone that'll make a great giant fall. Faith is the one thing that can stand against it all. You tell me I should get up, that I should just throw in the towel, but I know I can get to the other side of this, even though I can't seem to see how. Don't tell me how high is that mountain, how thick the walls of Jericho are, how tall Goliath is, or that I'm against all odds. There's a way when there seems to be no way. There's a shout that'll shatter all. There's a stone that'll make a great giant fall. Faith is the one thing that can stand against it all.
I think you may have a new 4-year-old fan, Tara.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, she'll follow your career from this point forward.
Well, I can see how that would resonate so much for any day, but especially with over these difficult times.
Yeah.
Awesome, and I gotta tell you, it's so much better live.
Always.
I was like, oh, this is a great song, but wow, it's just like hearing you sing it right here, like a foot away from me. It was amazing. That's great. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
and thank you for chatting with us for a little while. People can find you at taratinsley.com. And I guess social media, that kind of stuff as well. And you have 5 albums out, right?
Yes,
5 albums out. Buy Tara's albums and listen to her music. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Folks, this has been another episode of... What is it?
I don't know. On the road, Sarah and Brian. What are we?
Sarah, Brian,
so
and
many things.
Alyssa. I don't know. We haven't really branded this one yet. It's been folks. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.